Hi, Shatakshi.
Hi.
How do you feel about the classes so far?
Classes are growing great actually, and the good part is, we're always on our toes. So I guess that's very important being lawyers that we are on our toes continuously.
Mhm.
There's dynamism, but at the same time, since there's a lot of reading and enriching experiences, wherein when we have breakout rooms, we interact, and that is helping us a lot. Considering the screen time is quite high for all of us, yet we are able to manage it better because there is that interaction, and somewhere we are able to break the ice between the fellows. So I mean, it's going great so far. How does it feel being a part of this fellowship, and how is the establishment, how are you taking that in?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. And I joined in on 28th of February this year. And it's been pretty exciting from the first day itself. See, we were building a absolutely new thing, right? It's the first fellowship for lawyers in India. And working on something so unique, so engaging was really exciting for me. And the team is really great. We have this team spirit. There is not so strong hierarchical order or something like that. We all work together as a team. I've worked in two different organizations before. I think this has been my best experience. And like that, I mean, we are gonna impart something to the students, and we also hope that we are also learning a lot out of this fellowship, since it's a unique thing for all of us.
It's a symbiotic thing. So
Very
yes.
symbiotic. Yes, absolutely.
And what about your pathway? What do you think is the scope of environmental law, and what are your expectations?
Right. I'll be a part of the law and regulations pathway, and I'll be teaching environmental law. And I think at today's age, environmental law is very important. I mean, look at the COVID situation, right? COVID itself is a zoonotic disease, which is a result of illegal wildlife trade. A lot of people point towards it.
Yeah.
And everywhere, environment has become important. Right now, we had a cyclone here in Chennai, and abrupt cyclones because of the climate change, disruptive weather system, climate systems. It's seen all over the world, and I feel environmental law and regulations is very important at this point of time. And a lot of organizations need environmental lawyers in today's world.
Yeah.
And there is plentiful scope,
Yeah.
if whether you want to go into research, whether you want to get into think tanks, whether you want to get into PSUs. Even PSUs need people specialized in environmental law. There is a plentiful of opportunities waiting in the environmental field, and I hope my pathway itself, I mean the component in the pathway environmental law, will bring in a lot of new perspectives to the students.
Right. So
Right.
we've seen you interact with us in the work and well-being lab, and I mean,
Yes.
I'll personally like to thank you for that. Though
Thank you.
though I mean, at times we're like, oh, the screen time is more, but yes, I mean, the classes and the sessions we've had, especially the stress management session, was something. It was like a breather, because
Of course.
we need it. And how was this this entire concept? How did it come up?
We thought, in the education system in India, it's all about push in a lot of information, education, everything, right? But you don't give any time for the students to breathe, understand, and also deal with their life issues.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean,
Absolutely.
if I teach you just law, but you have some different personal issues in your life, other problems, and even excessive studying or excessive, competition, if it some issue crops up because of that, you don't know how to deal with it. But Work and Wellbeing Lab came in as a rescuer. It's like it gives you basic life skills, how to deal with your issues, things like mindfulness or critical thinking. Suppose you need to make a decision, which pathway will you choose, even in the fellowship. For that, you have to know you have to put in some critical thinking, right? This would be this much beneficial, the other pathway would be this beneficial. And we thought that these skills are required and we are not being taught it in universities, colleges or schools. So yeah, that's how Work and Wellbeing Lab came into being.
That's great. That's
right.
Great. So,
and yeah, I had a question to ask you. Yeah, right. We had 3 pathways in our fellowship. So what made you choose technology? I mean, what are your interests in that field and how do you look at it?
honestly, tech is the growing area today. We can't really survive without it. I mean, thanks to tech, we are doing online classes, right? But of course, it's a precursor for a lot of things which might go wrong at the same time.
Right.
And if nothing, then data privacy and of course Cambridge Analytica sparked the interest. And then having worked on the Aadhaar matter in the Solicitor General's office, I did get a glimpse of it. However, the educational setup in India, even now, there is no tech law focused approach that has been happening. And when I saw this fellowship, I thought that I should go for it because it's important that I take it as a curriculum. And under Anand sir's guidance, I do have a lot of hope. So crossing fingers there.
I'm very happy to know about it. I hope you gain a lot of new insights through technology law thing.
Thank you.